I'm the baddest motherfucker alive. Hey folks, welcome back to the channel. I've had some people in the comments that have asked me to start off another video dropping F-bombs. So who am I to say no? It's literally my favorite word on the dictionary. I wanted to share with you what my favorite affirmation is. I am a big believer in affirmations. It's a way of kind of reprogramming our own thoughts, the narrative in our head and how we think of ourselves. And so adding in positive things to uplift you is what affirmations are all about. I create my own, and saying that one has been my favorite one, and something I do pretty much every day. A lot of times it's when I'm looking in the mirror right before I take a shower. Whatever, man. Go ahead and judge me. I don't care. Hey, when something works, you just got to do it. But seriously, look into affirmations because they are a big part of my daily routine, and I do really believe in them because our mind is way more powerful than I think we realize, and the stuff that we say to ourselves also has a bigger impact than I think we're even aware of. So I do believe you become what you think about. And if I think I'm the baddest mother alive, that's who I'm becoming. All right, I digress, folks. Welcome to the channel. If you're new here, please consider subscribing. Also, it should go without saying, I'm not a financial advisor, and this is not financial advice. You need to do your own research and do what's best for you. All right, so the last thing we talked about was the pig's price. You see, it's been pretty exciting. And what I wanted to do was just kind of go back to, and I know like it's having a little cool off period, and it's actually doing exactly what I said it would probably do. If we're using, hang on, let me move myself. All right, so the last thing we talked about was the pig's price. You see, it's been pretty exciting. And what I wanted to do was just kind of go back to, and I know like it's having a little cool off period, and it's actually doing exactly what I said it would probably do. If we're using, hang on, let me move myself. Using the volume profile, volume range, it really followed this perfectly. Let me, if we go back to the first video I did, yeah, this was, here I am. The first video I did, I pulled up this this indicator, and what I said is that it was at about 84 when I did this video, and I said I thought once we break over this area right here and get into here, we pretty much will have, I think, just a straight shot, like all the way up to, this is about 150 right here. And the reason being is that there just wasn't any buying that was going on when it was over here, right? So that's what this represents, right? Is just the kind of the 2% a day selling that people were doing that wanted to get out of the ecosystem altogether and just sold their pigs. And when you don't have a lot of buying and selling, for that matter, you're not creating a whole lot of resistance, right? If there had been buying that was being done during all of this, that would be areas of resistance, because someone buys, you know, let's say in here, the price starts going up. They may have lost faith, given that it's been down the entire time since they bought, and they may decide to sell to break even, or maybe sell a little bit above it. But the point is that there just wasn't any of that. So it was basically, I said, we're gonna have a clear shot up to 150. And what happened was pretty close to that. All right, so here's here it is right here, right? So this is when I made the video, and we basically, once it broke that, it started shooting up. We got to this 100 range, and I think some people at a psychological level thought maybe sell a little bit at 100. There were people that bought down here, but also there was a delay in the Animal Farm UI. So I think that caused a little bit of selling, but then it didn't last long, and we went, we shot right up, right? We went right off to the races again, and we pretty much went all the way up, all the way up. Look at this, all the way up. And look at that, the 150, it broke above the 150 area, and now we're coming down. And we're seeing that there's a lot more, now there's buying and selling happening. So we're experiencing, some of the chop that it makes sense that it's there. But I think there's a lot more to the upside for this. We're just moving into areas where there's now more resistance. You're going to see it. There's people that, bought here during the launch, and they've been in the red like crazy, and they're just wanting to get their money back. Right? They've lost faith. They don't watch any of the drip YouTube videos. They're not paying attention to the Animal Farm chat or any of this. There's people out there. That's what's going on. It's DeFi. We're in a bear market. They're just going to want out. So another person's loss in terms of opportunity is another person's gain in opportunity. Right now, Forex seems to be delivering everything that he has said he was going to deliver on. Some of you that are relatively new have gotten experience of what Forex time is. That we saw that when there was a little bit of a delay with the Animal Farm UI. Know that that can happen with him. I would be lying if I said I'm not nervous about October 18th and that he will actually deliver the Animal Farm being launched completely, and it's not, a couple days of delays. It does make me a little nervous. You guys know that. You guys know that I always talk about how I don't pay attention to his dates and times because I don't want to create an expectation only to be let down. But I do have a feeling he is going to deliver this time. So, and speaking of the launch of that, I've had someone in comments recently say that they just got their MetaMask wallet compromised, and they hold drip, and they're asking me if there's anything that I can do. And that's my worst nightmare happening. And that is why I finally, sometime over the summer, I finally got a ledger, because my worst nightmare was going through all of the bear market with drip and all the FUD and just that whole mess that we dealt with over the summer, waiting for the Animal Farm to open, only to then have my wallet be compromised and all my drip be taken from me. To me, that's like worst case scenario. So folks, if you have not gotten a ledger yet, please consider getting a ledger. You can use your ledger with your existing MetaMask wallet that has all your drip assets and protect it. I have a link down below, as well as a video link to the Drip Gardener explaining how to install your ledger so that you can use it with your current MetaMask wallet that has all of your drip and Animal Farm assets on it. And speaking of drip, this is the drip chart. If you're not in drip, and hopefully as the marketing continues, there's some new people watching this video right now that are not in drip. There's a little bit of like a running joke that drip is acting like a stable coin right now. And boy, that is great for people that are just now getting into drip. But if you just look at this chart, clearly this is we have flatlined, which is what needs to happen after you drop 96%. It doesn't just shoot right back up. It's got to really sort of find and establish a bottom. Certainly, when we get little pumps, they're being sold off, and that's par for the course. I know we're wanting it to just start mooning, and that might happen with everything that's kind of in the pipeline, because there's a lot of catalysts that could create that. Even if that doesn't quite happen, and what we end up really getting is kind of a slow, gradual move to the upside, it's still very good, because the idea of drip is get in and compound as much as you can, at least 6 months of compounding before you would think of taking profit. So if you're just getting into drip now, I would get in and compound for 6 months, because even if the price doesn't move, or even if it drops a little bit, it's not going to drop that much farther. We're only, we're at $7. Like 6 months, you're going to be way in profit. I don't think that's going to happen. Not given what everything is in terms of what's coming out, right? Like I don't see this going a whole lot lower. It could, anything could happen, but I really think the next couple of months are going to be exciting. And some of the cells that we're seeing are people that are preparing for the animal farm. I mean, certainly you look at the pigs price shooting up. I mean, you know, I'm sure a lot of people were selling drip to buy pigs, you know, so you'll see that. But remember, the animal farm is something that will allow people to really start utilizing their drip more as opposed to selling all of it. You know, for the most part, the drip utilization is a token that can be put into a contract as a certificate of deposit, which is the faucet. So that's the utilization. That's why you would buy drip. But we're seeing things like with the garden, which is another contract that you can use your drip to deposit into. And then when the animal farm opens up, then we have a third contract, which is the drip BUSD farm. So as more utilization comes out, more drip is going to start getting locked up. Decreasing circulating supply, demand starts to heighten, FOMO kicks in, and we, you know, likely will see a much higher drip than where it's at currently. Come over to my faucet. Now, you guys remember when I recently posted the, you know, that I reached 1,000. And look at this, with compounding, I'm already at 1,320. So, I mean, it really starts to move. And this is with me claiming 1 day a week. Now, I'm not selling anything, but I've claimed, you know, I've pulled out more than 51. I've given a lot of airdrops recently, but me getting the 320 drip tokens from compounding is from compounding 6 days a week. Power of compound. Let me know what you guys think of this. If you got anything from it, please, if you could, hit that like button. It really does help me out a long way. Leave comments down below, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.